What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, let's continue. Sikh murder row, how India-Canada ties descended into a public feud.
If you watch this programme regularly, you will know that I'm a keen student of body language. Though, to be honest, at the G20 in New Delhi last week, you didn't need to be all...
Damn! What is this green screen? What the fuck's going on here? Also, damn, dude. Justin Trudeau snubbed Modi. So sorry is going to have a fucking field day with this one.
...all that proficient to recognise the relationship between the Indian and Canadian Prime Ministers is not very warm. In fact, right now, you might say it's in the deep freeze. And today we learned why. Justin Trudeau has told the Canadian Parliament there is credible evidence that the Indian government agents were behind the alleged assassination in June of a Sikh separatist living in Canada. Here's what else he said.
Last week...
Wait, where is the fucking... Do we have a so sorry? Let's see what they did. What's the latest one? No, the latest one is just saying happy birthday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
So sorry.
They don't have a new one. I want to know what they are going to do to Justin Trudeau on the latest So Sorry. When that drops, brother, when the latest So Sorry drops and they fucking destroy Justin Trudeau, he will never recover. Do you understand me? He is so done. Please make it fucking stop. Absolutely not, dude. Are you kidding me? Listen, dude, many of you libs are terrified of the journalist outlet. The last bastion of true, unfettered, no access journalism that happens at So Sorry, okay? You're afraid. You're afraid of the truth. And I am not afraid of the truth. I will always show you So Sorry videos. Let me tell you, this is real. This happened. Okay? If it F for you, that's because Twitch didn't want So Sorry to be shown. You know what I mean? Libs with this, wish CNN was this impartial. Let's be real. Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, let's keep going.
At the G20, I brought them personally and directly to Prime Minister Modi in no uncertain terms. Any involvement of a foreign government in the killing of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil is an unacceptable violation of our sovereignty.
In June this year, Hardeep Singh Nijjar was shot dead outside a Sikh temple in Surrey, British Columbia. Nijjar had campaigned for an independent Sikh nation within Punjab known as Khalistan. He was wanted by the Indian authorities and had been warned by the Canadian intelligence agency there were threats against him. The Indian government said today the allegations that they killed him was absurd and were completely rejected when the two leaders met in New Delhi last week. The Canadian authorities have now expelled a key Indian diplomat who was the head of India's foreign intelligence agency in Canada. And in the past hour, Justin Trudeau has been speaking about this incident again.
As I've said, India and the government of India needs to take this matter with the utmost seriousness. We are doing that. We are not looking to provoke or escalate. We are simply laying out the facts as we understand them, and we want to work with the government of India to lay everything clear and to ensure that there is proper process.
Let's speak to Joanna Chu. She's an author and journalist from the Toronto Star. She covered the speculation behind the shooting back in June. Thank you for being with us. Do you know what evidence Canada has and who it's been shared with?
Yeah, so Prime Minister Trudeau has not given more details on what intelligence Canada has, but based on our interviews with experts who have followed this case, it seems clear that Ottawa would not accuse India in such strong terms if it did not have quite strong intelligence. So usually if a state is involved in allegedly putting out a hit on someone outside its own country, it would try to cover these tracks. So evidently.
See, this is what I mean, bro. It's like, look at this, blah, 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 Western media, like no animation, no fucking Modi looking comical, doing fun stuff, no cake, okay? This is what I mean. It's like, there's nothing. They got nothing on So Saudi, okay? There's a reason why they've won every award in India for, you know, being the most trusted name in the news. If India did this in America, we'd probably see another war on terror and we'd end up bombing Iran. India does this, so we just nuke Iran. That's funny. I mean, it is pretty wild that, like, it will not stop being wild to me that India has gotten so big for its britches that they think they can do shit like this. I mean, pretty crazy.
Either India did not do a good job of covering its tracks, or there might be someone who is talking who was involved, or perhaps another country provided some intelligence. So that's also a mystery how Canada was able to get.
Yeah, they fucking land one goddamn lunar probe on the other side of the moon, and they're like, oh no, we can start doing assassinations on Western soil. You know what I mean? Like, how did this happen? I mean, the lunar probe thing was pretty sick, though. So congratulations to India. That's a big dub.
Such compelling evidence. But this is a very unprecedented case. Like, we weren't able to find another case in the past where someone was killed in Canada and that was suspected to have an international ally involved, like India.
And so what has happened since that case for the other, because it's a big Canadian Sikh community, are there other people within that community who are now under protection?
So Canada is actually home to the world's largest Sikh diaspora outside of India. So for a long time, this has been a point of tension in the Canadian-Indian relationship, where India views this entire religious group as basically a threat to its interests. So a lot of people in
Man, some people say Sikh, some people say Sikh. I don't know why people get so fucking mad.
Community have said that they've been targets of Indian state interference for years, that visas have been denied, that basically their family members are kind of being held hostage in India in retaliation for some of their democratic activities and political advocacy for an independent state for Sikhs in India. And I've heard from others who are requesting anonymity that they have also been warned by Canadian police that there are also credible death threats against them, and they've been asked to leave their homes in BC, in Canada, on multiple occasions. So they would like to emphasize that this might not be an isolated.
Yes, you actually pronounce it sick. I say sick, and people will always say, what do you mean sick? Do you mean ill? I mean, I don't really care, okay? But that is how you're supposed to say it in the language. That's how you say it. Sick.
In the case of one man that has been in the crosshairs, but that multiple people in Canada and also internationally might be at risk if this continues.
Joanna,
if there's an international response to to India.
Yeah, well, Joanna, surely the Canadian Prime Minister is aware how much international interest there is in this. The Americans have called on the Indians to comply with the inquiry. The British are, of course, negotiating their own trade deal, which is near the end. There are implications to what Canada is setting out here.
So far we see some rhetoric, some words of support and condemnation from Western leaders, but
too big for his britches, bro. You seem to forget that they have like 2 billion people and are inhabiting like the majority of the world's IT and tech support. Don't underestimate Indians, bro. I mean, it's the same as like the Chinese government assassinating someone on Western soil. Like, it's not, that's nuts. The only people we allowed that the only people we give allowances to in our allies basically are going to be Saudi Arabia and maybe Israel. Okay, like no such assurances have been given, at least to my knowledge, to India.
Not being followed through with anything concrete. And in fact, a spokesperson for the British Prime Minister has said that Britain will not stop trade talks with India, that these explosive allegations from Canada will not affect these ongoing trade talks. And it comes at a time where many countries are looking at China's rise and seeing that as a major threat, and seeing India as a counterweight to China's influence in the Asia-Pacific region. So this really throws a wrench into things, and it seems that unless the US really reconfigures its national security strategy, which pretty much has India and a increasing trade and political relationship with India at its core, that other countries like Britain will not follow suit and back up Canada.
Joanna Chu, very good to talk to you. Thank you very much for that. We'll talk about that in the next hour of the program.
Really, I'd say that maybe the single most important.
I want a multipolar world. Also, Hasan, India's getting too big for his britches. Do you think India is not operating as like an ally to Western interests for the most part? I mean, yeah.